Hey guys, it's Lucas from GetBig in the 973, where education meets entertainment, or at least we try to. Today we were talking about one of my favorite companies, Apollon Nutrition, and one of their solid products they've had for quite some time. But today we are double teaming this review and doing it in long form content. So I'm bringing my good friend Shawn from SuppTalk Radio in to talk about it. What's up, guys? It's Lucas from GetBig in the 973. I'm here with my good friend Shawn from SuppTalk Radio. How are you doing today, brother?
Man, I am great. Glad to be back again.
Yeah, they let us double team a review again. I'm super excited. Today, we were talking about Apollon Nutrition's LionHeart, and there is actually a plethora of flavors, which we were just talking about off air. So we'll get into the ingredient panel real quick, break everything down, talk about that a little bit, and then we'll talk a little bit about flavors because there's a pretty diverse amount of flavors on this thing.
Definitely.
So, Shawn, it is a pretty loaded pre-workout. Some call it a daily driver. Some people don't. I say it's more of your combat, performance, endurance pre-workout. So what sticks out on this formula for you?
So you know what, like Robic in Robic fashion, I mean, one scoop, the one thing that attracted me the most is the caffeine content, okay? At full scoop, you've got two forms of caffeine anhydrous dicaffeine malate that equals about 275 milligrams of caffeine. And again, I'm like a broken record. I do not like high caffeinated products. So this is the perfect sweet spot for me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a high caffeinated product, Apollon Nutrition is the one to go to. So to see that kind of differentiating caffeine complex, I think is pretty cool. And I like how they add those different ingredients to kind of ease out the caffeine. But what's really emphasized on this pre-workout is the performance and endurance complex on here. And they have some pretty cool ingredients. Were there any on here that you thought were kind of game changing?
You know what? So I want to back up for just a minute here. So for those of you that know the owner of Apollon, Robic, he is a Muay Thai fighter. So he kind of built this for himself and his following of the actual, as you said, the athletes, the what's the word I'm looking for? Damn it.
Combat athletes?
Combat athletes. Great term there. You know, so when you look at this quickly, there's no pump in here. You really don't want pump. The last thing you want is full muscles, kind of feeling swole, trying to throw fists and throw legs. So for me, the one thing this really shines for is when I do legs myself, because that's the one thing I do not want is feeling high in the pumps. But to get back to your question here, I mean, I love the fact that you've got a Senactiv in here, which is a great non-caffeinated energy ingredient. I love the fact you've got the Pico 2 as well as the ElevATP, but I know you're a little bit of an expert on those two ingredients.
Yeah, no, so I love those for endurance. I mean, the Pico 2 is going to help with that oxygen uptake, the power output, and it's pretty interesting. It's actually made from a bunch of mushrooms, which I'm into mushrooms, not in the weird way, but in the nootropic focus way, and it's actually powered by cordyceps, and there's a lot of cool studies on it, and at that 2,000 milligram dose, it's pretty solid. It's perfect, right? And then the LionHeart, which is nice. It's going to help with that ATP production, which is going to help with that energy and also help with that performance and strength and all those great things. And like you said with the pump, I really like you bringing that up because, you know, he emphasizes time and time again that there's no really pump ingredients in here because with this pre-workout, you don't want to be pumped up. You want to be able to move. You don't want to be all, you know, jacked out of your mind. You know, this is to make sure that you're killing those reps, especially in that 2 to 3 minute rep range period, right? To maximize that endurance. And, you know, it is just pounding you with the endurance and performance ingredients, which I absolutely love. Not to mention, you do have hydration in here with the coconut water, which I thought was cool.
Definitely. We've got a few extra ingredients here just for brain function. Make sure you're firing on all the cylinders. And again, theobromine, a lot of people like that. What a lot of people don't know, I'm going to step on my education horse here, is that theobromine is actually a metabolite of caffeine. People don't realize that caffeine breaks down to paraxanthine, which is very big right now, theobromine and theophylline. So you're almost getting that additional kick of caffeine per se without the actual caffeination. Because again, theobromine is I'll call it a byproduct. It's probably the best way to say it. And again, like always, you've got estrogen for the absorption and coffee berry, another energy ingredient from the coffee plant, or the cacao plant, I believe it is.
Yes, no, so that has a yielding amount of caffeine that I don't remember off the top of my head. I want to say it's 70% or 75%. So it does give you that little additional boost, but like you said, I like the theobromine. It kind of eases you down, kind of gives you that less jittery kind of feeling, which in this pre-workout is nice. It's controlled, energetic kind of boost.
Yep, and again, no illicit caffeine or anything high. Again, it's not going to punch you in the face. base like some of the other Apollon products like Assassin and Hooligan and whatnot. But again, just a very well-rounded product for, again, whether it's intense activity, whether you're running, or again, like I mentioned earlier, like leg days for me where I don't want those pumps. I just want some focus and just energy to drive.
No, seriously, it definitely gets you going. So now, of course, we have to talk about the flavors. Now, so I always like to say, are you a Blue Devil kind of guy, which is their blue raspberry type flavor, or a Green Demon type of guy, which is their sour green apple type of flavor? But Shawn, you showed me earlier, you have some pretty interesting flavors. I mean, what do you have over there?
Yes. So again, when you're in the podcast, LionHeart is the one product that I would buy over and over and over. I mean, I'm a little bit of a whore trying the different pre-workouts, but the best one by far that's no longer available in my mind is the Stack 3D version.
Interesting.
It's very sweet. It's basically passion fruit, pineapple, and strawberry. And again, this is like one you could drink like just all day instead of the afternoon energy drink with a cup of coffee. But on top of that, I've actually almost finishing here the pineapple orange coconut, just about empty. Very good. Probably more forward on the coconut at all three flavors. And I know we've discussed in the past, sometimes coconut can be polarizing for people, but again, very well rounded. And then my third one here, which I have not opened yet, is actually the white peach. And I heard some really good things about this.
Interesting. I've heard the white peach is good, and I really like that the coconut pineapple one. I the coconut is a little forward, but it's enjoyable, and it's something that I was shocked that I found to like myself. But that's cool. I definitely have to steal a scoop of that stacked collaboration from you.
Yes, and the green one, I would say Green Monster. It's not Green Monster, but the green one I have not tried yet. But again, not to diminish this. Again, if you follow Apollon, if you're looking for those pumps, you can go ahead and order or throw in like a Bloody Hell or a Blood Sport, which is the capsules, to get that extra pump on those days you want those, as people say, the juicy pumps.
No, exactly. I mean, it's very stackable in terms of what you can add. Once you get into their higher end products like a Hooligan or a Bare Knuckle, you're not really going to want to stack too much with those, but LionHeart is that pre-workout you can stack that Bloody Knuckles with to get that pump if you really want it. Overall, I think it's a solid, I would say almost a daily driver, but for those looking for that performance and endurance, I mean, what are your thoughts?
I agree, but again, missing the pump, again, as we mentioned in another video, Daily Drivers has the pump, the focus, and the stimulants. So again, this doesn't have the pump, but again, I think it would be a really good daily usage, without a doubt.
No, definitely. And I think it's like you said, I think it's a very niche kind of pre-workout. It is not your bodybuilding pre-workout, but more your athlete, your combat athlete. And, like you said, Robic does Muay Thai. So he's probably going to hate me for calling him Robert. But with that being said, I think it's overall solid. Shawn, where can everybody find you?
Definitely SuppTalk_radio on Instagram and SuppTalk Radio on YouTube.
Awesome. Well, guys, please let us know if this is something you want to continue going on, if you like this double team. And as always, we are happy to have you here. So appreciate everybody joining in, and we will see you next time.
Definitely. If you're interested in grabbing this, got to give a plug, ApollonNutrition.com. So this is actually on sale at the moment for $35 because there is a new, edition 2 coming out. So I got to give a plug on that.
Definitely a must grab.
So, but anyway, Lucas, it's always good seeing you, my friend.
Yes, sir. You as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.